How you doing, folks? Well, I'd like to introduce to you Rodney the dog. He's a pain in the ass because you can't relax when you're travelling. He does this a lot. He's a Jack Russell cross and the bollocks. Anyway, the reason I've decided to take a video is because I am about to have a look at a 1974 Beetle. Which I've been asked to see if I can get it to run. So let's have a quick look at it. Okay, so here is said Beetle, which is 1974, and basically that's all I know about it, just looking at it here. My friend Darren owns it, and he asked me to have a look at it and see what it needs. See if we can figure it out. It's a bit dark here. And I have the light on my camera, so hence where you're getting the illumination. There's Rodder's doing the rounds. Yeah, there's a set of keys in it. So why don't we just turn the key and see what? Okay, there's a pair of lights on the dashboard. The old snake eyes. I love the stereo. That is so cool. Actually, this car is reeking of coolness right now. To be honest with you, that doesn't surprise me with Darren. He seems to pick them well. But let's take the cover off the engine and see what we're looking at. Okay, so right. It's a twin port, and my guess is probably a 1300. Okay, a bit of tinware missing, and that is one thing about Beetle engines. Do not use them with the tinware missing like that. No shortage of oil down there as well too, so likely push rod tube seals are leaking. So let's have a look and see if we have a bit of engine oil in her. There's engine oil. Pretty grubby looking as well too, for that matter, so it'll need an oil change. And let's see what we're getting down the carb. So okay, so everything's free to move there, right? So what we're going to do now is we're going to just crank it and see what happens. Okay, so obviously the first thing you need to do is make sure it's out of gear, because it'd be a shame to run yourself over in the process. So let's turn the key and see what she does. Nothing. Okay, now, why is it doing nothing? Sometimes you might find there's a start button somewhere. I don't think that's the case in this instance. I think we've just got a dead battery. So the easy way to tell if you have a dead battery is when you turn the key, do the lights go really dim? Oh yes. That, folks, is a dead battery. Okay, right, so we need to charge the battery up, so let's do that. That's a fairly crusty looking battery there. Let's get that out of here. I have a spare battery in the van. I'm going to just stick into it and see what it does. Okay, so there should be a decent bit of charge in here, in this battery. So what we'll do is we'll disconnect and take it out. Always remember when you're taking a battery out, disconnect the negative side first of all, because at least that way then when you're disconnecting the positive, if you happen to touch off the bodywork with the spanner, you're not going to create a short to ground. Bearing in mind that the vehicle is negative ground. Unless of course you have one of those funny positive ground cars. But we don't talk about them right now. So disconnect that. Keep the positive terminal away from the bodywork in this instance. It's all fused and everything, so it's safe in that respect. But anyway, we'll take that terminal off and get this battery into the Beetle. Yeah, I think this should give us a better chance. Okay, so installation is the reverse of removal, only a square in different places. So you connect the positive lead before the negative. To be honest with you, I'm not even going to bother spannering up. Let's see how we get on first. Okay, so we have our snake eyes again. Apparently there's petrol in the tank. We're in neutral. Let's see what happens. Okay, so the oil pressure light's just flickered out, so that's good. So we have oil pressure. Okay, it kicked. So we definitely are getting some sort of a spark anyway. Let's see how things are looking out the back. Make sure we're not getting any pools of oil underneath. There's no smell of burning. It's not dumping its oil out all over the ground, which is unusual for a Beetle, to be honest with you. Beetles like to mark their territory. So let's try again, see how we get on this time. Oil pressure light out straight away. Come on, baby. Oh yes! It lives. And it dies. All right, so we're definitely off to a good start here, folks. So that's great. Right, let's try that again and see what happens. It's probably a bit flooded, to be honest with you. I had to pump the accelerator good out to try and get it to start. I'd say what's happening is it's only running on the fuel that's coming from the accelerator pump. Or not. Maybe the fuel pump is doing this thing now. No. See, I need to stop talking too early. She sounds fruity all the same. I love that flat 4 sound, folks. I love it. Okay, so let's see if it hold revs. Oh, it's listening to me. It's listening to me. Okay, so you satisfied the question, will it run? Will it run, Rodders? Of course it will. Good man yourself. Black dog and a black Beetle. There you go. Right, folks. I am happy with that now. So that's a great start, literally. So let's do it one more time because I enjoyed that. And then I'm taking my battery back. Darren, sorry, you're not having it. Okay, I think we have a dead fuel pump, folks. Right, that's all right. Okay, so we've either a dead fuel pump or there's a blockage. Well, I doubt it's a blockage, actually. I'd say it's a dead fuel pump. So that's all right. That's okay. We'll do that. What we'll do is we'll clean up the point and check the plugs, do all that as well too. But at least we know we have an engine that can start with the minimum of effort. So that's a great beginning for this car. Now, what Darren asked me to do is, and I'll give you the run through on it. My mission basically is to get this car drivable on the road. Okay, so what he wants is basically a car that he can drive out of the shed here and take for a spin and do it in relative safety. So the engine actually starting is only one part of the whole deal. What we need to do is we need to find out what the car actually needs. So there's a bit of work on that. Okay, so that's all right. We'll do that. But what we need to do is we need to check the brakes, we need to check the steering, the suspension, make sure everything is the way it needs to be in order to make it a safe car, okay? Now, there's obviously, as I said, there's tinware missing on the engine there as well too. You can't use a Beetle with tinware missing, folks, okay? It's a common thing where you look under the engine bay of a Beetle and people are like, oh, it's running hot or it's not running right. You have to, you know, VW knew what they were doing back then. They designed a fantastic engine, that air-cooled Beetle engine, okay? And it's not for you or I to go modifying, you know, by leaving bits off it and expect it to run better. If you're going to modify it, you do it properly and go down the route of maybe putting a 1915cc engine in like my Beetle, which we'll get to at a later stage. But Simply leaving bits of tinware off. No. So we will put the tinware back on that needs to be put on this engine. Make sure it's not overheating. Check out the thermostat and flaps. We'll give it an oil change, new spark plugs, new points, condenser, distributor cap, all that as well too. So the usual service items as well too. And then we'll see how we're going. So yeah, anyway, look, thanks for watching, folks, and we'll pick this up in a future video. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you soon. Oh, and we're going to need to get us an interior decorator here, cause damn.